Hello everyone, today I will share with you my opinion about 4 top cryptocurrencies, which are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple against US dollar, and also one currency of your choice, which this time will be ICX against Bitcoin. If you're interested in those pairs, keep watching. Let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Paul. I'm creator of rmpforex.com. I'm a forex trader and I like trading currencies. Since 2007, I'm trading currencies using a unique approach that is called Master Forex with Technical Analysis. Obviously, cryptocurrencies are first of all currencies, so I feel quite confident in cryptocurrency market as well. For those of you who is watching this kind of reviews for the first time, I will explain you very quickly. Each Wednesday, I choose my strategic direction based on H4 and D1 timeframes, and share with you my reference points for each of those strategic directions. Once I have that strategic direction and reference points, I go then intraday and draw a tactical plan each morning. And then once I have a tactical plan and entry zone, then I go and use my trend follow trading system exactly in those entry zones. So with you, I'm sharing my strategic direction, which is about 30% of my trading plan. Before we proceed, make sure you read through the risk disclaimer, and it is very important, and let's get straight into the charts. By the way, guys, just want to remind you that the 5th cryptocurrency is always the cryptocurrency that you are choosing. So if you would like me to review the cryptocurrency that you're interested in, just leave your vote in the comment section below, and the currency pair that will collect the most votes will win, and I will review it next time. Also, guys, if you are following my channel and you're waiting for these reviews each week from me, just wanted to let you know that starting from this weekend, I'm away for some skiing holiday, and the next 2 weeks I will be off the grid, so I will not be posting any new reviews. So come back in 2 weeks and I will start posting my reviews again. First cryptocurrency, as usually, is Bitcoin against US dollar. If you will remember my last review, I mentioned this reference point and this reference point. And I said that once we break through this reference point, I will start using my trend following trading system. And I mentioned that once we break through this reference point, Bitcoin will move back into a trend phase down. This pivot point, once we broke through this reference point, this pivot point was protecting trend down. And then later on, price created the new pivot point, which is this one. So at the moment, as long as this pivot point is not broken, the trend phase down for Bitcoin will proceed, and I will be still looking for some sell positions. Once we will break through this pivot point, Bitcoin will come back to flat phase. There is many people who are saying, I personally think it's time to buy only when the Bitcoin trend will turn around. So once we have an FZR up. At the moment, the worst that can happen to this trend is that trend will stop and we will move into a flat phase. And when it will happen, I will definitely let you know, and I will give you some new reference points. But at the moment, we have trend down, and as long as this pivot point is not broken, trend down will proceed. So that's the idea for Bitcoin. Let's go next to Ethereum against US dollar. As you can see, Ethereum broke through its all time frames FZR down. So we have now trend of all time frames down here after this FZR, after this reference point was broken. And now Ethereum has this pivot point. As long as this pivot point is not broken, trend down will proceed. Once we will break through this pivot point, we will come back into flat phase. And again, same logic. It is for me too early to speak about cheap Ethereum, and it probably will turn around, or it will not. My job is to follow the trend, and the trend at the moment is down as long as this pivot point is not broken. Once we'll break through this pivot point, Ethereum trend will stop. We'll move back to a flat phase, and once we have that flat phase, I will have new reference points, and only then I can decide if I can think about investing into Ethereum. At the moment, trend down for Ethereum is intact, so that's the idea for Ethereum. Simple trend down, pivot point. Once it's broken, only then I will start thinking about some investments into Ethereum. Let's go next to the Litecoin against US dollar. Litecoin, if you'll remember my last review, we were talking about this reference point that is being broken, and I said that time that we broke through and made a H4 FZR down. Straight after that, we broke through this reference point and trend phase down proceeded. Now the pivot point that is protecting trend down is actually here in this place. So as long as this pivot point is not broken, trend down will proceed for Litecoin, and logic is the same. As long as it's not broken, I will be looking for some new sell positions. But once it is broken, then we'll come back to a flat phase, and then I will need a new reference point. And once that reference point is broken, only then I can start thinking about investing into Litecoin. By that time, flat phase or trend down, and I will be staying away from Litecoin or trying to find some new sell positions. So that's the idea for Litecoin. Next one is Ripple against US dollar. If you'll remember my last review with Ripple, we're recording it somewhere here when the reference point, this reference point was broken. And I mentioned that once we'll break through this reference point and break through this reference point, a new all-time frame FZR will start. So now you can see this is the new FZR down, and the trend phase down has now even higher force. This pivot point has moved into this place now. And as long as this pivot point stays unbroken, trend phase down for Ripple will proceed. Once we'll break through this reference point, the trend phase down will stop and we will move back to a flat phase. And after that will happen, only then I can start looking for, is it worth to invest into Ripple? Before that, I'm looking only for some sell positions or just avoiding Ripple at all. So that's the idea for Ripple, guys. Trend phase down is still intact. Let's go next. ICX against Bitcoin. Again, I'll remind you, you can vote for your cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency that will collect the most votes. I will review that cryptocurrency in my next review. So leave your vote in the comment section below. So ICX against Bitcoin. First of all, this pivot point was broken and then this pivot point was broken. For me, that means that that whole wave up is now finished and we're back into a flat phase of all time frames. Also, this impulse down is also finished. I'll just go to a smaller time frame to show you why. That's the same impulse. And here you can see we have a smaller time frame FZR, and also this AO indicator shows me that this hill shows me that now this is a separate wave and this is a separate wave. So now I have two new reference points. I'll just go back to a higher time frame. These are the two new reference points. As long as we're between those two reference points, ICX will stay in a flat phase. But once we'll break through this reference point, an FZR of all time frames will happen and ICX will move into a trend phase down. Also, if we will break through this reference point, which is much more interesting for me, if we will break through it, then we'll have an FZR of all time frames up, and that will be a quite strong FZR up. And once we break through that reference point, I will be definitely looking for some buy positions to jump into that trend and ride that trend up. Until that time, as long as we're between those two reference points, this cryptocurrency will stay in a flat phase and I will be doing nothing with that cryptocurrency. Again and again, I would like to remind everybody that the most dangerous place for a trader to open a position is a flat phase. Following the trend is the most profitable tactics, but if you're trying to open a position in the flat phase, you have a 50-50% chance. So that's the idea for ICX cryptocurrency. If you have any questions, thoughts, or ideas, leave them in the comment section below. I will be more than glad to have a chat with you. If you're still not subscribed to this channel, here's the button for you. Click to subscribe, and I see you after 2 weeks once I'll come back from my skiing holiday. Good luck.